Hi, Jack. I'm Ashley. I'm one of the interviewers here at the occupational therapy program at Eastern.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ashley.
Welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you for having me here. I'm looking forward to this.
Good. So, to start, most importantly, why do you want to be an occupational therapist?
Okay, so I want to be an occupational therapist because mainly I want to help people achieve their own goals. Whether it's just getting back to work or doing an activity they enjoy. I just know that occupational therapists help kind of bridge that gap between people who finish physical therapy and but they're like not quite ready yet to get back to work or to do that activity they want to do, whether it's biking or just taking a walk around the block or getting up and out of bed. I just want to help people be able to achieve their own goals and support them along the way and creatively problem solve to kind of personalize my treatment to like fit what they need.
Good. So, what is one of your greatest strengths that will make you a great occupational therapist?
So some of my greatest strengths are I'm a very compassionate person. And I think I'm a good listener too. I take time to develop kind of thoughtful responses, and I really care about the people I'm trying to help. So I want to like make sure that they're able to do what they want to do. Like for example, I currently work as a sailing and windsurfing instructor for the college I attend, Western Washington University, and I think I'd like to say I'm good at kind of personalizing my teaching to fit what each student needs, because everyone learns differently, and I enjoy the process of adjusting the teaching to fit people who are either ahead, like they want more challenges, so I can kind of work with them, give them more challenging things to work on, or people who are kind of taking some extra time. I could break down steps a little more to help them understand what's going on and how to make them more independent there out on the water, whether it's in a sailboat or on a windsurf board.
Nice. That's really cool that you do that.
I enjoy it.
Good. Okay, so describe a difficult situation in a previous job and explain the actions you took to overcome it.
Okay. So a difficult situation I had while working as a sailing instructor was there was an elderly woman who was taking the class just for fun. She was in her 60s, and she had really wanted to take her friend out sailing, but she wasn't quite comfortable yet, even just getting in the boat or managing the boat while she's in it. And so I really helped her, like over the course of a couple weeks, like broke down the steps of safely getting into the boat and kind of building that confidence and just knowing that it's okay to be a little bit scared, but like we're just gonna push through it. And yeah, I think it was really challenging to kind of calm her down, but I think I was able to break down the steps well enough to where she could focus on one thing at a time. And by the end of that quarter, so a couple weeks later, she was able to take her friend out sailing, and she told me about it when I caught up with her a couple months after that, and she was really excited and really happy, and it was satisfying to help her achieve that goal.
Nice. It's a great story. So, what is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness? Okay. I'll just take a little second to think about that, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, that's a good question. I would say one of my weaknesses is I could be a little on the quiet side in the classroom. I'm not always the quickest to share a response, when the teacher might ask for a response. But although I'm not like the most talkative or first one to share, I am listening and observing and processing. So it's not like I'm just not there. I'm definitely there absorbing the knowledge and actively listening, but it could sometimes be difficult for me to share what's on my mind. And sometimes I need a little nudge to do that, but I've been working on expressing myself a little bit more and being able to share what's on my mind with confidence. And that's something that I still need to work on, but I am working on that.
Nice. Okay. How do you go about making important decisions?
Important decisions. Well, I like to weigh out the options first, because with important decisions, there's always going to be multiple ways to go, and I like to kind of weigh out the pros and cons of each decision. So I'm currently shadowing an occupational therapist. He's a hand therapist, and by watching him, I've learned a lot about like treatment, like how to, like there's one client who had some severe finger damage, like he almost cut off his finger with a table saw. Not quite though, but about 3/4 of the way through. And it was really interesting to see the process of them deciding whether to amputate that finger or to go through a therapy, even though, you know, the progression was really slow. So I think whenever you're making an important decision, like whether or not to amputate a finger, you gotta weigh out all the pros and cons. And that's something I certainly like to do, is weigh out my options and know what my options are too. And get help from other people too. That's a really important part, is whatever the decision is, I want to have another opinion from someone who's more experienced than me, and maybe they could help steer me in a direction too, or show me something I didn't see at first. So yeah.
Nice. What is your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment, I would say, about halfway through college, I realized I wanted to change majors. And I was originally studying geology, because I just was really interested in like earth sciences and processes, but I realized I wasn't as passionate about that as I thought, and I'd always wanted to help people. And so I think once I decided to change majors to kinesiology, I really like fully embraced that and kind of sought out as many volunteer opportunities I could. Like I volunteered as like a peer mentor at this farm that has a bunch of therapy animals, and I volunteered with like at-risk youth and veterans and children with disabilities. And yeah, I feel very accomplished to have kind of realized the path I want to go down, and kind of doing everything I can to seek out opportunities and like learn as much as I can in ways that will like help steer me towards becoming an occupational therapist.
Nice.
It's kind of difficult for me to like pinpoint one exact accomplishment.
That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's my biggest one, is just realizing the path I want to go down and like seeking out as many opportunities as I can to expand my knowledge and steer myself towards becoming an occupational therapist.
Right. Nice. So why do you want to attend this university's graduate program? What about this program makes you interested in going here?
Well, I've heard a lot of good things about Eastern's program. I have a friend who's actually in it now, and she loves it. It's in my home state of Washington, which is cool. The campus is beautiful, and I think there's great opportunities here in Spokane to learn a lot. I know there's a big healthcare field in Spokane. There's Washington State has a lot of programs based out of Spokane in the health department. Yeah, of course, Eastern. And I just think it's a good, great place where you got a lot of different ideas cultivating, and I just want to be a part of that. And I want to be I'd love to attend Eastern.
Okay. Good answer. Last question. So at the end of the program, you're going to be coming in contact with patients and
Yes.
practicing. How would you handle a difficult patient who complains about everything?
Okay, difficult patient, yeah. Well, first off, I would try to be as understanding as I could, trying to realize where they're at and just accepting them where they are at that moment. And I know going through whether it's getting over an injury or just trying to manage behavioral issues, it can just be stressful because people want to be out doing what they want to do, and when they can't, I totally understand that, why people might be a little more difficult or irritable. I think I would just tell them it's okay to feel that way, whichever way it is, if they're complaining a lot. But I would try to really emphasize that we're working towards, healing or managing an injury, and we're gonna try as hard as we can to get function back and to just work them towards doing whatever it is they want to do, and to not give up, just to keep trying, because there's always room for improvement. And I just really want to instill that in my clients and let them know that they got to keep trying, and it's going to be difficult, but if the belief is there, I think there's improvement to be made. And I understand complaints, and I totally get that, but I will always try to emphasize that we're working towards a goal, and it's okay to feel irritated or upset, but to not get too caught up in the issue, and just to focus more on the outcome, which is being healthy or being able to get out of bed without help, or whatever it is that they want to achieve. I want to be there to help support them and to accept them as they are in that moment every day.
Nice.
Every session.
Okay, that's it for my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for you? I do not have any questions for you at the moment.
Okay, we will get back to you soon. Thanks so much, Jack.
Yeah, thank you for having me
Nice
for
to
this
meet you.
interview.